My fondness for the natural world has taken me back into the dense forests of the Western Ghats. This time I was chasing a species of sunbird that I've never seen before. After a couple of failed attempts, I was going to call it a day. But before that could happen, the other inhabitants put on a stunning show for me. Stay tuned for the photographs and the stories behind them. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kenneth and it's time to take you on yet another adventure. A few months ago, I photographed the purple-rumped sunbird and the purple sunbird. Now, I was after one of their cousins, the Vigor's sunbird. Vigor sunbirds are endemic to the Western Ghats of India, and I got intel from the local villagers about recent sightings in this forest. Every time I'm on the lookout for a particular subject, the other diversity can tend to be a little distracting. So I made a few pit stops along the way. In case you're wondering what this peculiar looking lens is, it's the Laowa 24mm probe lens. Its unique optical design captures a macro image with a wide focal length. That's pretty darn awesome because you can include the environment as well in addition to a tiny subject. A big shout out to Quad Equips for sending me this lens and the Canon 1DX Mark II. These dense forests are home to many giants. This female giant wood spider happens to be one of them. With her limbs fully outstretched, she is larger than the average human hand. The heavy rainfall of the night before has caused this other female's web to snap from the bottom. Whilst she was caught up rebuilding it, I continued to look out for the sunbird. The likelihood of spotting it was slim, but I took my chances nevertheless. Sunbirds largely feed on nectar, and one of the locals here knew exactly where to find them. Unfortunately, my excitement that was raised so high was only met with disappointment. All of the nectar-bearing flowers that had remained were washed away in last night's downpour. This nest, not too far away, didn't survive the heavy showers either. I drove a fair distance to get here, and the idea that I'd be going back empty-handed was very disheartening. I decided to wait and wait until I knew for sure that the sunbird wasn't coming. One of the many things that I've learned in film school was that you need to hope for the best and expect the worst. Expecting the worst is the easy part. It's accepting the worst that you can't quite wash away. In moments like these, finding a sort of consolation is better than returning home with nothing at all. Remember those giant wood spiders that I just showed you? I went back to every single one of them to see if there was something unique that could be captured. This particular female has a lover. Excluding his limbs, his body is no larger than a thumbnail. And what happened a short while after was a surprise that I could never have expected. A caterpillar had fallen into their web and it was trying to desperately break free. The caterpillar eventually tumbled to the bottom of the web and it held on to a broken branch that it had most likely fallen with. It was the last piece of familiarity that it would ever hold on to. The escape plan wasn't successful. One pierce from the spider's fangs will paralyze the prey, if not kill it. And wrapping it in its golden silk makes it easier to transport back to the top. I set out in search for the Vigor Sunbird. I almost quit when I didn't find it, and then something else came along that erased every bit of disappointment. With wildlife photography, you never always get what you set out for, and you never always know what surprises might come your way. You've got to be prepared for nothing and everything, both at the same time. Before my day came to an end, there was one more stop that I couldn't resist making. The front barrel of this macro probe lens is waterproof, so I took it downstream for a little dip. There's a new series that I've been wanting to start. Come end of November until the first quarter of the next year, I'm going to make multiple trips to the deserts of India and bring you the incredible biodiversity that's out there. Alongside those episodes are a couple of independent documentaries that I'll be working on as well, but I'll save that announcement for a future time. All of these videos are something that I'm most passionate about, and I absolutely enjoy sharing the journey with you. Do consider liking and subscribing. That's the best way you can support this nature and wildlife channel and help me take it a long way. I'll see you when the series begins.